Hi everyone and welcome. Carol here from Oak House Journals, and thank you for joining me on my channel today. A slightly different share today. I wanted to share with you how lucky I've been in some recent finds for my journaling stash, and I was absolutely giddy with excitement about certainly a couple of these finds more than the others, so I just thought that I would share them with you. First off, I was really lucky to meet a lady who had these three cash books or rent books for sale, and I got them from her at a ridiculously cheap price. I paid less than a tenner for all three together, so I was delighted with that. The first book is this little rent book. She's obviously seen better days, and I probably would not, well, I definitely would not have bought this one on its own. She's a lovely little book, has been much loved, but the actual writing inside is probably not what I would use in my journals. It's a bit too dark and grungy, but as you can see, it's a rent book dating back to 1926, and these are the rent receipts, and it goes all the way through to 1928, I think the last entry was, yes, for Nickleby Street. So that was a lovely find. I will certainly use it in collaging rather than anything else, but still a nice find. And the second book was this Bookkeeping Classes cash book, and this one has got notes on a few pages, and then it goes into this lovely accounting. Here we go. There's a couple of pages of that. It's absolutely beautiful, and very neat, very meticulous. And I don't know if you can make out the date there. Dates back to 31st of December 1919. So that was, and it relates to the water company. So in Manchester now, that would be, I presume, United Utilities. But anyway, I don't know what it was in those days. So those are in the first couple of pages, and then the rest of the book is blank, but it's got a lovely soft yellowing to the pages. And I've noticed here in the centre, the book was obviously coming apart, and somebody's tried to do a bit of a running repair on it. So that was a nice find as well. I will certainly use a lot of the pages out of that. And then I got this massive journal or cash book from the same lady, as I say, and this is what I was really after. This book is huge. I can't get it all in frame. It is 13 inches in length by 9 inches wide. It's got this lovely watermarking on the front, leather corners with a bit of embossing. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, a little bit across the corner here. And then down the spine here, this gorgeous deep maroon leather. It's a cash book. It says TC on the bottom, and the gold embossing has been rubbed off that with wear, but it's still there on the bottom. And then it's the same on the back. The cover is in immaculate condition, so I'm going to have to get over my adoration of making mini journals and see if I can do something on this scale. I'm not sure if I will manage that. That might be a bit too much of a challenge for me. I tend to prefer to work small, but maybe I could make a lap book out of her. So I better go back and watch some of Wendy's videos to see how to make a lap book. But going inside, look at this. Look at this. It starts at page 34 and goes through to, I think it's 140, yeah, 142. And these are all blank pages, not a bit of writing on any of them. Look at the marbling. If I just turn it sideways and shut the book up so you get concentration of pages. Look at that lovely marking on the edge of the paper. Absolutely gorgeous. It starts at page 34 because the lady I bought these 3 books from said to me that she didn't think anybody would want the previous pages because they were all written on, so she ripped them out. Oh, I could have cried, especially when she said that it was all a beautiful font, calligraphy font, and she didn't really know what whether to keep it or not, but I said to her I certainly would have wanted it. But anyway, I have this lovely book with all these oodles and oodles of pages. And it's, I don't know if you can pick it up, but there's a very, very faint yellowing round the edge of each page. I think it's called lignin, the aging of books, the yellow aging of books. But anyway, it's gorgeous, and the feel of this paper is lovely, very nice. So, as I say, I was exceptionally lucky to get these 3 finds in one lot, but this is where I do get giddy and excited. I managed to pick up this book recently, and it says on it Elmfield College, York, and it's a leather book. It's embossed with a decoration around the outside. Look at that spine, isn't it gorgeous? And these are raised bands here. They're all essays inside. Look at the back and look at the side, and this is curved. I don't know if you could pick that up, and the binding goes right into this curved spine here. And then inside there's a book plate. It was presented to something Lander, and it was a prize for mathematics in 1916. And look at this, isn't it wonderful? And there's the embossing around the outside, and it says £12.50. I didn't actually pay £12.50 for it, but I would have done, I have to say, because this is a fabulous book. Macaulay's Essays, Lays of Ancient Rome, and Lays of Ancient Rome. And the paper is, to die for. It's absolutely gorgeous. Tiny, tiny, tiny print, as you can see. It's probably less than a size 10 if you were working on a computer. But lovely, lovely pages, and oodles and oodles. This book is absolutely packed. So, sacrilege to say, I am going to use it in my journaling for my collaging. But what I wanted to do with this book is I wanted to have a go of like Jessica Rapp does, and rebinding it with just pages inside, various different papers and pages. Not an art book or a lookbook, but more of a writing journal, because I fancied doing that for a while. But I'm not going to do any stitching on the outside of the spine because I don't want to ruin that. It will be a hidden binding. When I bought this, I bought it to read, but it is incredibly highbrow and it's a bit above me in terms of reading, even though I do like a good challenge in terms of literature. So I don't know, I might keep this one for a good while before I get round to doing anything with it, because it just seems sacrilege. But sorry, I'm fondling the book because it's like suede. It isn't suede, it's leather, but it's so soft, it's lovely. So that was one of my finds. And then I got this, and this again is leather, and this lovely marbling. It's got a gorgeous spine again, and it's Bismarck. This book's all about Bismarck, and it's seen better days. Somebody's obviously been a fan of Bismarck. As you can see, it's coming apart here at the spine and some of the pages are loose. But look at this font inside. Can you see that? I'm not sure if it's going to focus for you. It's just going to put my fingers in front of the camera and see if I can get it to... No, it doesn't want to focus. But the font is beautiful. I have used a few of these pages in some of my journals, and look at this, it's just gorgeous to tear. I could sit here and just rip strips of this all day long. It's just lovely paper. So I know I'm sad, but I'm hoping that you other journalers will be like me and appreciate the feel and texture and rippability of some paper. And as you go through this book, you can see there's some lovely little bits of embellishments at the end. And if I can find another one at the beginning of the chapters, there we go. So absolutely beautiful. And the good thing, that on the spine says band 2, which actually means part 2. So yep, you've guessed it, there was a part 1 as well. And again, this one slightly worn on the edges here, but and there were some old pictures inside, news cuttings, and the spine's coming apart. So definitely I will use this for collaging, and I will bind those books, repurpose those books with some nice papers inside. So that's definitely a project for the future. So I will come back certainly to show off these books when I've bound them, and maybe they will go in my Etsy shop. I don't know. I don't know if I can bear to part with such lovely lovely books. Maybe I'll part with one and keep one. So that was those two, and then the one that I'm giddy as a kitten with is this one. Big black book. It measures 10 inches across here by 13 down here, and wait for it, when you go inside it says €2 here. I certainly didn't pay €2. This paper is absolutely to die for, with some lovely yellowing around the outside. But then look at this, it is filled to the brim, absolutely filled to the brim with this gorgeous French script. So this is a French ledger, and it was an agricultural ledger. It dates back to 1944, January the 22nd, 1944. But stuffed through it are all sorts of other sheets of paper. And I came across this just a moment ago, so I keep on finding stuff. And look at that. 6th of September 1941, and this is a receipt. But look at the font in this ledger, and it's massive, absolutely massive. There's over 600 pages in here, and it's just beautiful. And I have to say, it's just page upon page. Oh look, see, they're all over the place. You turn a page and you come across these little gems tucked away inside. But just page upon page of this beautiful calligraphy and numerals. Absolutely. There are some blank pages, but not many at all. But it's just absolutely lovely. So I have used some of this in my recent little trifold minis, which I'm about to do a video on, but I will be putting some of this in my Etsy shop. And for those lovely people that are interested in buying my trifold minis, then as a thank you, I do propose to put in a couple of sheets out of each of these ledger books and essay books and cash books as a thank you for buying from me. But I hope you don't mind me sharing these with you. They were just too good to miss, and I just thought I would share the joy and the happiness at finding these. So I hope you don't mind me rabbiting on today. Thank you so much, everybody, and take care. Bye bye.